In this quick video, we're going to take a look at hierarchy and discuss how the subordination of objects, how that works in a relationship sense. And it focuses on the object manager. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop in a figure primitive and then make that editable so we can see its parts. So once I do this, you can kind of see here we have the figure, and let me just turn on this here. So we have the figure, and if I look at the geometry that exists there, it's just this hip area here. That's the actual geometry that is attached to the figure object. And it is the parent to all of these other groups. So this is a typical parenting situation. And so if I rotate, for example, the parent, so I'm going to go into object mode here, and rotate the parent, then the entire family will rotate accordingly. Now if I go to subordinated objects, you can see how the left thigh controls the left shin and the left joint, which is probably just a null in this case. And same thing with the right thigh. Then we have the upper body, and the upper body controls everything that is parented beneath it. So that would include the head, the arms. So you can see all that. So this enables us both to model and animate according to these parents. So what I'm going to do real quick is just do a quick demonstration of how this works. So if I select on the figure and go to select children and set a keyframe for everything at frame 0, and then maybe roll it to frame 30 and begin to make some modifications. So let's say I go to the upper body, rotate this. Let me go ahead and turn on automatic keyframing, and I'll just rotate this a bit. And maybe rotate that a little bit. And maybe the hands. You can see I'm going through the hierarchy here. And I'm going to also do this to the right upper arm. Take it back a little bit. And make a few adjustments here. And then maybe roll a few frames. And torque the upper body a little bit further. Right upper arm a little bit further. And maybe the left upper arm a little bit further. So now I have this building, and then I'm going to go to, let's say, frame 55, go to my upper body, pull it around, then make adjustments to the rest of the figure here. Maybe even pull this up a little bit that way. And then finally adjust the left upper arm. Bring it back. And so now through hierarchy, I'm able to control this animation. And again, this is not only for animation, but just in the hierarchy itself, being able to position the figure in the modeling sense or in framing a scene. So hierarchy is very important, and you'll see that you'll be setting up the parent and child object relation quite a bit. And this also works, again, in different modeling stages. So for example, if I had a landscape object here and kind of turn down the segments. turn up the furrows. So you can see here I get this very sharp edged object. Now, if I wanted to put a smoother on that, I could use the Subdivision Surface. Now this requires that the landscape object be subordinated below it. So this is another thing where parenting comes into play. So if I hold the Option key with the landscape object selected, drop in a Subdivision Surface, formerly a HyperNURBS, you'll see that it smooths it, and it only does that as it's a child of the Subdivision Surface. If I pull it out, or if I had this in the wrong order, you'll see that it won't work. So a lot of your modeling tools are going to work this way. The same would be the case for spline objects. So you'll see, for example, with the star, if I want to turn this into 3D geometry, I hold the Option key, go to the Extrude, and it works in that fashion. And you'll see, conversely, with things like deformers, they have to be children of the objects they affect, or at least on the same level within a hierarchy. So hierarchy is very important in Cinema 4D, and I hope this gives you a quick overview of that process.